Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up, it's your girl, Sasha Banks, the Legit Boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever podcasts can be found.
Yeah.
Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the little notify bell next to it to make sure you always get your new Going In Raw notifications.
Yes, please.
We are also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. Man, oh man, if you're not on the Patreon, you missed yourself, or a YouTube channel member, hit the join button. You missed yourself a heck of an overrun yesterday, a bonus episode where Larson and I talked about our experiences with park porta potties.
Yeah, man.
Yesterday. I almost threw up on air.
Several times.
Oh, light profanity. My goodness. Anyways, first off,
all sorts of light profanity.
So
everywhere.
Let me give a shout out. There is a ton of light profanity. Let me give a shout out to our new patrons.
Profanity on the walls.
Oh, okay, dude, you're gonna come on, stop it.
Oh, the floor.
Oh, stop it. You're
maybe
gonna
a little on the ceiling.
Oh, you're killing me right now. Jeff Greetons, Zachary Francis, B-Rod DX 5925. That's my favorite new name.
Yeah.
B-Rod DX 5925.
It's good.
It's like a robot designation.
And it sounds like a name of a George Lucas short film he did at USC.
It does. It totally does. Or a Borg. Tyrone Bataille? Batali? I don't know how to say your name, Ty. Ty. That's the new guy. Ty, my guy, Ty.
Ty.
And the Lord Ziffer's back in the fold.
Welcome back. Welcome. Thank you to all.
Fiend
we
Kicks.
appreciate your support, your generosity. It really keeps this show going.
Oh, sure. And then Fiend Kicks here has a super chat. Nice to see our king take our Jerry Lawler. Yeah, man. Everybody loves
Take
Fiend.
out Jerry Lawler.
Take out Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, the Fiend's great.
Yeah.
Did you see that some wrestling site reported that WWE was going to kind of water down what the feed was going to be, make it more family friendly, and Bray responded.
Oh, what did he say?
He says, like, stop with your propaganda, fire your informants.
That's great. That's awesome. Until I hear it from Sean Ross Sapp, Brian Satin, or maybe Dave Meltzer. I'm not going to believe. Or no, Dave Johnson, good. Dave Johnson. Mike Johnson.
WrestleVotes is usually pretty good.
WrestleVotes is good too. Whoever Bob WrestleVotes.
Yeah.
Believe them too. Everybody else, no good. Anyways. So I guess we should open the show today, talking about what was gonna be confirmed apparently on Raw last night, and then once.
Well, there was no actual confirmation that was gonna be confirmed. I think there was just speculation that there was gonna be confirmation.
Didn't Meltzer say that it was good?
Oh no, WrestleVote said it could be. It could have been an announcement last night.
A couple of people said there was going to be a big announcement.
Well, there could be an announcement.
Yeah. Well, obviously there wasn't.
No, there wasn't.
So they all got that wrong.
They waited till this morning to do announcement.
But then that might have been. Man, again, I go through Twitter. I see all sorts of stuff. I saw one thing that said maybe Vince was upset about the news being leaked.
He wasn't even at Raw last night.
Yeah, but he knew the news. He's on Twitter. I've seen his Twitter account.
It's probably his assistant.
Probably his. I don't know, man. Vince is a hard. Anyways,
he dictates to his assistant
for whatever reason.
Yeah, no announcement.
No announcement made last night. I'd have thought that's something you want to put on TV and not on Twitter at 5 o'clock. I've been waking up early lately on purpose.
I'm sorry.
I don't know how long it's gonna last.
I don't know why you do this to yourself. You do this all the time. You're like, oh, I feel like you get in a mood where you're like, I want to be more productive, so you get up really early. And
I got some writing done this morning. I was actually productive.
And then about a month later, you're like,
yeah, that's probably going to happen. I'm going to take advantage of it while I can.
All right.
I understand myself. I know probably a month is being generous.
Yes, yeah.
Anyways, NXT, according to WWE's Twitter account, at 5 o'clock this morning.
Well, our time's 8 o'clock East Coast.
Yeah.
That's a reasonable hour.
Well, more importantly, the fellows who are already in the office, Cultaholic and Wrestle Talk.
They get a report on that right away.
They get all the juicy stuff. They get to break everything while I'm tape.
Yeah.
NXT, USA Network, 2 hours live starting September 18th.
Confirmed, yeah.
Confirmed.
Yep, this is what WWE's press release said. Quote, following NXT's growth and popularity, the new 2-hour weekly show will expand its reach on USA Network, the leader in cable entertainment, while staying in its Wednesday night time slot it's had since 2015. I know there's a lot of people worried about, well, Vince going to get his paws on this show and ruin it. Kevin Dunn's going to start shooting all terrible like.
Boy, it's like panic mode out there.
I know, but here, Rest easy. Tranquilo a little bit.
Oh, you're breaking this for me. I didn't hear this one.
Pro
What is
Wrestling
this?
Sheet said, quote, sources tell us, despite speculation, the current plan is for NXT to remain as the same show it's been for years, and that moving to USA Network was only done to get more eyes on the product. So apparently Meltzer's saying they're getting $50 million for NXT.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I know, it seems like a lot.
Wow. That seems like a lot. That's Epico money.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
Wow. That's not just production costs.
No, that's
boy,
profit.
Boy, oh boy.
It's gonna keep on shooting at Full Sail.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be live, obviously, on USA. It's going to show up on the network on Thursdays.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
So if you don't want to, if you're a cable cutter, you don't want to watch USA Network. What's their thing again? Characters Welcome.
Yeah,
That's
We Know Drama.
No,
TNT.
Characters Welcome. I think
Very funny.
Characters Welcome.
Leader in sports.
Entertainment. It's so you can still just watch it on the network the following day.
Alex C says, how much? 15 or 50? 5-0? Is that what you said?
5-0.
5-0.
5-0.
There, I looked it up this morning because we were having a discussion in group chat. The NXT, the single episode that aired on USA, got 840,000
yeah.
Viewers. I would imagine with a proper amount of hullabaloo marketing, the fact that it's live, they're going to make this to be a big deal. They're going to be, it might be the same show, it might be the same people. Vince is going to have a mandate, make it big, do cool stuff.
Yeah,
the
only thing the one thing I found most surprising. I mean, Triple H reacted to it, but I would have thought that to allay, as we mentioned yesterday, some fears, announced that Triple H is still head of the show.
So when you said Triple H reacted to it, what is that? Oh, you just mean
on Twitter.
He said I'm proud of everybody.
Yay, essentially.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, man. Here's the thing: the proof is going to be in the pudding. Either it's going to be. You're right. That would be a smart move, but it also, I mean, that would be a tremendous sort of ego hit for Vince. Oh, don't worry, everybody. I'm not involved in this. Yeah, he's not going to do that. I mean, and on top of that, look, there's always been conflicting reports and anecdotal evidence about just how involved Vince is with NXT in the first place. If Cody Rhodes is to be believed, nothing that happens on NXT happens without Vince's approval. I think that's probably big picture type situation.
Yeah.
But boy, oh boy. So that's great. I do wish that they would have made a big deal about it on the show last night.
Agreed.
Speaking of Raw last night, Jay Sean Lawrence here mentioned seems like Seth finds a new tag partner to win the titles with every year. Seemingly that is the case. Happened last year. So what did you think of Raw last night? What did you think of this tag title
Perfectly
situation?
fine.
Yeah, I thought, I don't know, man. It's week to week. I'm still thrown off a little bit. I think it was like I thought they should have done some SmackDown stuff on SmackDown, and they did a lot of SmackDown stuff on Raw last night.
Yeah, no.
That I thought was, I think...
You mean the New Day, Orton, Kofi stuff?
That really should have been like maybe to close SmackDown.
I know, because that was a really good segment.
That was a great segment. That was a really good segment, which is fine. I'm not going to complain about getting cool stuff.
Well, I guess the hope is then we get this on Raw. Ideally on SmackDown, they will build upon that and do something just as cool.
And they were pushing the Roman car accident, somebody trying to kill Roman angle.
Yeah.
Who is it going to be? Are they going to announce it?
Now with NXT going on USA, there's only one real culprit they need to have in mind. We've seen them rolling around in the car before. Of course, I'm talking about Undisputed Era. What better way to kick off NXT on USA than to have Undisputed Era come to Maine and try to make a huge impact? That is Undisputed.
So that they go to Maine and then they go back to NXT?
Well, I mean, NXT is basically Maine now.
That's Maine now.
Yeah, it's just another brand on Maine.
Yeah, that's a good point. I did appreciate that. It was funny because Fightful had an interesting report about backstage reaction to NXT.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And it was a whole lot of nothing. There was like no reaction to it. People were like, anyway,
Is what it is.
Is what it is. Yeah. They're like, we're still going to
you're on the road 200 days, 175 days a year. You're probably just focusing on your own business, man.
I would think so, yeah.
Maybe you get a chance to watch NXT if you got a little bit of time here and there.
Whatever affects you is what you're going to worry about, and it doesn't seem like it's going to affect anybody on the rest of Maine.
Until Daniel Bryan shows up in NXT to take on Johnny Gargano.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
That'd be great.
Community poll went up last night. The yays 42%, in betweens 21%. The nays were only at 6%. This was over 2,000 votes. Don't plan to watch all the way down to 21%. Plan to watch later, 9%.
I was happy they gave the King of the Ring matches a good amount of time.
I was on Instagram.
Well, at least Joe versus Cesaro, they gave a good amount of time.
Oh, boy. I was on Instagram, and I did a story. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. The Sami Zayn match kind of made me mad.
Yeah.
I was not cool with that.
That was not booked well at all.
So I did like a just straight up yay or nay poll.
Yeah, I see that.
Yay 63%, nay 37%. Which could add some, the in-betweens here might be more like, yeah, it's okay. If I had to choose, I'd say good.
Between, yes, yes.
So those are all good numbers. I mean, they threw a lot at it. It's just, I think one of the things is when you have like 5 different stories that should be A stories, that's when you want to separate them between the brands.
Exactly.
There. That was my thought about it.
No, yeah, I hear you there.
Even when you like, from the get, when the New Day were advertised to be taking on the Revival, it's like they're the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. What does that even mean?
It doesn't mean anything now.
It doesn't mean anything. And then Michael Cole even mentioned the stupid wild. He said it.
Yeah, I know, wild card rule. They brought that back last night a couple times.
Yeah.
Which I thought that was done with. I thought there was going to be no more mention of wild card rule. That's what we had read.
Yeah.
Bummer, man. But yeah, the Samoa Joe Cesaro King of the Ring match was really good. They gave it a ton of time.
That was awesome.
As you mentioned, the Sami Zayn Cedric Alexander one was given less time.
That was maybe 4 minutes.
Less creativity in terms of the booking.
It was really short. Like that does bug me, man. I know that maybe they just want Sami to be the guy that everybody hates, but or one of the guys that people don't like. But you can have the guy wrestle. He's a really good wrestler.
I know. Even what he did just wasn't up to what we've come to expect from him.
Yeah, like it was what
he spent like a minute and a half of like sitting on Cedric on the ropes.
I know. Rest hold, and then Cedric got all his offense in, and then that was it.
Yeah.
Lumbar check, boom.
Yeah,
done. So that was disappointing. I mean, look, man, I didn't think we can sit here and hope and pray that they're gonna make this their own G1. We know that's not gonna happen.
No,
because they can't have them putting their bodies through that. I firmly believe that's gonna be the reason why they're not gonna do that. But it would have been nice to get some solid matches in.
Agreed. We got one solid match. Chris Velites here says, King of the Ring, another big thing that helps take time away from the women's division.
I think that WWE, I was thinking about that. When WWE has one singular thing to focus on, like during the time in the lead up to Evolution, they did a really, really good job at focusing on that and building their stories around that kind of stuff. They're decent at that. I was hoping they'd do a little bit more of that with King of the Ring.
Yeah.
The women's division is a whole other story. Yeah, they're dropping the ball on that big time. But it is what it is. Yeah, Booker T via Skype. I don't know what that's all about. Hi, this is, hey,
maybe
guys.
They're going to have a bunch of, well, they don't really have a whole lot of time. The first round doesn't last forever. Former King of the Ring winners talking King of the Ring, making their predictions. But then Stone Cold was on, last week? Mm-hmm. He didn't really talk King of the Ring. He talked Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Who would be your next King of the Ring choice to Skype in?
Brock Lesnar.
You just say, I don't give a light profanity about King of the Ring.
Yeah.
And then click.
Billy Gunn.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah.
Edge.
Just give me Regal.
Wade Barrett.
Sheamus.
Yeah, there you go.
Sheamus. Drew McIntyre.
I'm excited that King of the Ring is back. I don't want the throne or the scepter or the cape.
It's there.
Or the crown.
It's literally the focal point of the stage.
Ridiculous
How would you? It's there, man.
It's so dang ridiculous.
Well, of course they have it in the back. You think they're not going to wheel it out? It looks great.
It looks cheesy. It's medieval times quality stuff, man. It looks cheesy as all get out.
Oh,
it's unnecessary, man. It's like you win this tournament. They're trying to stay prestigious. What do you get out of it? You get a title shot? No. You get some slightly above Party City quality cosplay gear.
You get to make a speech. You get to make a speech.
People make speeches all the time, man.
Yeah.
They grab a mic, they go out to the ring, they talk.
Well, let me ask you this. What about this?
What?
What if part of being King of the Ring is, because I noticed this when they were showing some clips from old Kings of the Rings, like Harley Race. Like everybody, like seemingly the roster, a bunch of people were out there for his coronation. How about you get the guy in the middle of the ring with the throne, and they bequeath him the crown, if I'm using that word correctly, which I'm probably not. Maybe I am.
I think
okay.
you're fine, yeah.
Good. And the scepter and the felt cape, while the roster has to watch and bow in reverence.
Okay.
Well, that's got to be a little something, right?
And then maybe. I mean, ideally, whoever wins it sees how ridiculous the whole getup is and smashes it.
Yeah.
Like Drew wins, hypothetically speaking.
I don't need this throne.
I don't need any of this garbage and smashes it. I don't want to see him every week in a crown and a cape.
Chances are that's what's going to happen. You keep on saying you don't want to see these things and they appear, so maybe rethink your strategy.
If Kevin Owens wins it, he's definitely the first thing he's doing is destroying all that stuff.
Boy, I would
If
love
you want
that.
to get him over, that's how you do it.
I would love that. Anyways, Larson, before we continue, here's a word from the sponsor of today's show. They're back. Manscaped!
Manscaped.
Now, there's something very important all the men out there who listen to the show need to keep in mind.
What's that?
And that's the health and well-being of your ball skin when it comes to grooming that dense thicket of bush that's growing down there in the man zone.
Trust me when I tell you that any grooming mishap that leads to a bit of sack flesh being taken off with sack hair when trying to keep that mess in check is absolutely no fun.
But we're here right now to tell you that you can say goodbye to nicks and cuts on your ball skin thanks to Manscaped.
Yeah, you got that right. Manscaped has completely redesigned the electric trimmer with their Lawnmower 2.0, which has proprietary tech that keeps your front area safe from cuts and snags.
You know what else they got, though?
What's that?
Crop Preserver, an anti-chafing deodorant and moisturizer that goes on your junk. We all put deodorant on our underarms.
Most days.
So why not keep another smelly part of your body, your nether region, smelling clean and fresh?
Fresh. And right now, friendos get 20% off and free shipping and a free travel bag by going to manscaped.com and using promo code GIR. Use the right tools to keep your ball skin safe. Trust me, your balls will thank you.
Not to mention your lover when he or she goes down to your hog zone and sees and smells that it's clean as a dream. No one likes messy junk.
No.
Again, get 20% off, free shipping, and a free travel bag by going to manscaped.com and using promo code GIR. Thanks to Manscaped for sponsoring today's show, and you're really helping out Going In Raw and your ball skin by going to manscaped.com and using promo code GIR.
Thank you, Manscaped.
After that, we had a Roman Reigns recap.
Yeah, that's what really kicked off the show. He walks down to ring. He makes it down to ring. Throw the recap package of who attacked Roman Reigns. It's kind of intercut all the B-roll with the interview he did a couple weeks back.
Yeah. So Roman Reigns comes out. Crowd goes crazy. They like Roman.
Yeah.
And he comes to the ring. And then Dolph Ziggler shows up. He cuts a promo. He was pretty funny here. Dolph, and this was a hell of a match.
It was fun.
This is a really good match. He said something to the crowd that made me laugh, and I forgot what it was. I don't remember what it was, but Dolph made me laugh last night. I should have written it down, but I don't do know. So that's your job.
That's my job.
Yeah.
He didn't make me laugh, so I didn't note it.
That's good.
I got a modest smirk out of what he said.
Maybe somebody here in chat will remember what he said.
Yes.
They'll get into after like the 5-minute promo he had, they'll select the one sentence he said.
The one line.
That tickled me.
Dolph delivers a promo, and he slowly walks closer and closer to Roman, and then like right as the promos you think is about to end, he super kicks Roman. And Roman's doing a hell of a job selling it.
Yeah.
And the ref's trying to keep Dolph away. Eventually, the ref rings the bell. They're all brawling ringside. Roman goes for a Superman punch. Dolph avoids it, rams him to the barricade, follows with a zigzag.
Yes.
Go to commercial. Come back. More action. Dolph hits the zigzag, gets a 2. He goes for a super kick. Roman catches it. Follows with a Superman punch. He gets the 2. You love this. You mentioned it on Twitter. Dolph counters a spear with a what?
Famouser.
Yeah.
That was really cool. That was very creative.
Only gets a 2 count, though.
I liked it.
Not enough, but then Roman hits a spear for the win.
Man.
But it was a fun match.
Is Roman Reigns the first person to take 2 zigzags and kick out?
No, everybody kicks out of zigzags, man.
I know, I'm joking. I thought it was a really, really fun match. I mean, kind of meaningless, but hey, it's a wrestling match that kicked off the show, so I'm cool with it.
Was it the ring post line? Oh, Goldberg hitting with multiple spears. He said, thought I had to wait 6 months between those. That was pretty funny.
That was funny. That was good.
Was it the ring post line?
No, it was something more simple. He said something like, he told the crowd to shut up, and he like razzed the crowd a little bit. It was funny. I don't know what it was. After that, we had a Becky and Sasha recap. Of course, Sasha Banks came back last week, had blue hair, and it was advertised that she was going to be on the King's Court with the King.
To provide answers as to why she attacked NATALYA and Becky Lynch. We got a Becky promo next. where it's pretty much she said like the thesis of it is like, I'm great. I don't need anybody to goad me into greatness. I'm just great because I'm great. And she said Sasha, she's been away for 4 months doing what? Nothing. And it wasn't until Becky started calling people out that she showed up again. Like, essentially, Sasha had to be kind of prodded into showing back up and being awesome again because Becky was awesome.
She did the media rounds, and that's all it took to get her back into action. Yeah. So after that, then we had Jerry Lawler. By the way, Jerry Lawler had been presented as third member of commentary.
Yeah.
Prior to all this.
Because Corey's on vacation.
He was on vacation. So then we had the King's Court, and he gets in there and gives like a really, it's so funny. He is so trying his darndest to be good, to not cross any lines. I think it's his natural instinct after doing it for so long, being for the time, the heel lecherous, pseudo comedic color commentary guy, and now he's got to be all respectful and stuff because it's not 1998 anymore.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes he's in the ring, you tell he's trying to find the right words to say.
Yeah,
even talking about something as basic and family friendly as King of the Ring tournament.
Right. He's like struggling just to. He's like an all-time promo guy.
I know.
He's fantastic, but he's in there. King of the Ring is a very good
turn. I should know. I'm a king.
I'm a king. Can I say that? Yeah. What's wrong with that? I don't know anymore.
Time has passed me by.
No country for old Lawler. So anyways, he was not selling it very well.
No, so he says before, like the whole idea of this segment is for him to go out there and interview Sasha. He says, well, before that, I'm going to talk 5 minutes about King of the Ring.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you the bracket.
Yeah.
Who do I got? Oh, on the Raw side, I don't know, Ricochet or Cedric Alexander. On the SmackDown side, thank God the Fiend's coming out. To put an end to all this.
The lights start, man. And Lawler, to his credit, and so many people pointed this out. He said, "Oh, I've seen this before. I'm out of here."
Yeah.
He hightails it out.
But
of
it was neither like.
How was he the smartest man in pro wrestling?
But it was neither comedically over the top.
No, it was legit. It seemed legit.
I don't know. It seemed like he was using the same bad delivery he did for the rest of the segment.
I don't know, man. He seemed legitimate, like, because he didn't. You're right. He wasn't like super scared. He was just like, nope, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And so he goes up the ramp and he turns around
to face the ring, and then the Fiend emerges from behind him.
Right. Don't you know, as soon as you go back to gorilla position, there's like 20 people there. We've seen it. We've seen them do interviews.
Just go back there.
A ton of people.
Just go back there.
All you need is like 5 more steps and you're in the clear. Don't turn around, Jerry.
Don't turn around, man.
Don't do it, man. Don't go in the basement.
Don't turn around.
In any event, the Fiend pops up behind him. Everybody's yelling for him to, I don't know what he's going to do at that point. But he turns around, the Fiend gives him the mandible claw and takes Jerry Lawler down.
Yeah.
I did appreciate during the Dolph Roman match that Lawler mentioned that time he literally died because of Dolph Ziggler, which is terrifying. Boy, that was scary. How long was he dead for? He was dead for like a couple minutes, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
Ooh, boy.
They brought him back.
That's terrifying.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, that was crazy. They had like one of the country's foremost hurt people just chilling ringside next to him in case that happened.
Yeah. And so Jerry, he's written off the show. Vic Joseph, which is cool, replaces him at commentary. Good to see
this
Vic.
was interesting. Vic then took over basically play-by-play while Michael Cole sort of strayed more into color commentary. And there were times, man, he was straying into heel Michael Cole territory.
Yeah.
It's funny because, I
really wasn't into...
He literally referenced the fact that Corey Graves was gone, and Corey Graves serves as basically heel color guy. And Michael Cole said, well, Corey Graves is gone, so somebody has to do it, when making a reference when he was supporting a heel.
Renee said something, He said, you sound like Corey.
Yeah. Well, he's going to have to take his place.
I mean, I don't know why they're insistent on anybody fulfilling that role. I mean, as far as I know, AEW doesn't have a heel commentator.
Yeah.
New Japan, well, I guess they kind of did with Don Callis, before that Steve Corino.
If they just let, I don't know, Corino wasn't really...
He kind of was.
Yeah, was he?
Yeah, a little bit.
I didn't remember. I don't remember enough of him. I just remember him and Kevin Kelly having great chemistry.
Yeah.
He felt more like, I don't know, guy who's talking a little bit of light profanity.
Yeah.
As opposed to
No, it wasn't
heel.
like he was fully supporting all the heels.
Yeah.
Don Callis was more so like that.
Yeah,
and that
sure.
wasn't across the board.
Yeah.
Next, we had a tag match. I'm guessing these will be the first round matches next week for King of the Ring. We have Ricochet and The Miz taking on Drew and Baron. Baron Corbin. He's back.
I'm back. He looked happy to be there, too.
He took off his button-up shirt, too.
He had a spring in his step.
Yeah. He looked like he was in really good shape, too.
Mm-hmm.
Been working out in between making money for his Twitter opinions.
And driving Ferraris that, according to Billy Gunn,
rental Ferraris
are not his.
I rent them.
So, yeah, this was sort of a little preview King of the Ring type thing because, of course, Ricochet's taking on
Drew.
Miz
taking on Baron, next week.
And, this is fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Towards the end, Drew sets up for Claymore and Ricochet. Ricochet counters with a super kick, and then Miz drops Drew with skull-crushing finale. Sends Drew out of the whole equation, more or less. Baron hits a deep six on Ricochet, gets a 2, and then Baron tosses Ricochet into the corner, charges towards him. Miz pulls him out of the corner, so Baron nails the ring post shoulder first. Ricochet hits his single leg code breaker type deal, gets the win. Mm-hmm. This probably means he ain't winning next week.
Yeah, what does this mean for the faces won? Does that mean both these bad guys? Drew's my pick.
Yeah, I know.
So Drew's definitely going to win. I could totally see Baron moving on too. I have to look at the bracket again to see if that would make sense.
Because he would face Cedric, Baron versus Cedric, so that would make sense.
That would make sense.
The other the second round matchup on Raw would be Joe versus Drew.
Versus Drew. Boy, that could be fun. That could really be fun. I mean, I don't want them to go heel face.
No, I don't feel like it's necessary, yeah.
And Joe gets enough of a tweener reaction anyways. He could literally show to show he could be a heel or face.
Mm-hmm. After that, we get a quick shot of Sasha backstage. Michael Cole says she'll have an interview later because King's Court was canceled.
God, that interview is so bad, too. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah. Next, they just got to stop doing picture or split-screen interviews.
They need to stop doing these Skype interviews. What is this, some freaking podcast? Give me a break.
Speaking of which, Booker T shows up via Skype and just asked about King of the Ring, what it meant to his career, and who his pick was. He said Drew.
So take Stone Cold out of the equation because I'm not even sure. I know King of the Ring, he had his Austin 316 thing, but I think that his trajectory. But did anybody milk King of the Ring more than Booker T?
Oh, I don't think so.
It's got to be a top 3 at least, right?
Yeah.
Because boy, he really took that and ran with it.
Yeah.
He just ran with it. I mean, a lot of guys like Sheamus, Barrett. They did it. They kept the cape and the felt.
Probably because they were told they needed to.
Right. They did that for a while, but it's not like they really milked it all that much.
No.
Booker T.
Yeah, he went all in on that.
Boy, he did.
And it was great.
He just could run with anything.
That's why he one of the best ever.
One of the best ever, man. For sure.
After that, U.S. title match. Braun Strowman versus AJ Styles. Match starts and commentary's like, oh, AJ's got to stick and run. He's got to keep the pace up. First thing he does, gets Braun's face and slaps him.
Yeah, that was good
He's
stuff.
taking it to Braun.
Really
and he tries to work Braun's leg. At first, Braun no-sells, but eventually AJ starts chipping away. Braun shows some effects. AJ goes for a phenomenal form, and Braun catches him with a palm strike or a chop.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was great. And then he picks up AJ for a power slam. Of course, the OC hit the ring. Ref rings the bell. Gallows and Anderson. Sorry, Luke Gallows. Carl Anderson.
Doc
Lay out
Gallows.
Braun. Seth runs the ring to make the save, doles out a couple super kicks for Gallows and Anderson.
Carl Anderson.
Clears the ring, and then Seth extends his hand to Braun. They shake. Braun's not too quick to let go, though.
He holds it on for entirely too long.
Yeah.
Seth sells it. He's like, okay.
It's okay, wow, you're hurting my hand.
Okay. What are you doing? Ow, stop that. I'm trying to be nice guy Seth, and Braun's just staring at his property like caveman. Anyways, after that we had Braun backstage, and Seth comes
runs
up to him
and says, hey, I saw you. Braun! I saw you eyeing my Universal Championship last week. And if I had it my way, you'd be my next challenger.
Yeah, Seth was being very, what's the word? He was being quite the facilitator last night. He was saying, Braun, I know you've been staring at my Universal Championship, but I feel like we have other business to take care of. Like,
I'm going to go.
Do they really?
I'm going to go because they've helped each other like 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Huge deal. So I'm going to go backstage. I'm going to work this out. I'm thinking you and me take on Gallows and Anderson for tag titles. Yeah. And then Braun just like nods.
Yeah.
Man, a few words.
I like it. That's good. He's very politicking type, Seth, this week. He's like a student government guy.
I know. It's like, here, I
need help with this dance.
Little known fact, Braun, I was in Model UN.
Right. Oh, man. Look, I'm working on it.
Good.
But I think it's got to go FPOS.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Doesn't work that way. It has to go in order around.
Well, I thought I was like FPOS, but no, it's FPOS.
Yeah, it's got to go in order, yes. Yeah. So, next, first King of the Ring match. Samoa Joe versus Cesaro. This was great. Physical. Match open with Cesaro running full speed of Samoa Joe and dropping with a European uppercut.
Joe dropped like a sack of potatoes.
It was great, man.
His head hit like the rope or the turnbuckle or something.
Yeah.
He went down fast.
And
I was really hoping. Because Cesaro cut like, they showed like, little promos, and Cesaro's promo was like, it honestly just came off like happy Cesaro. Like, it was just, there was no
character there.
There's no character there. It was just, it was like a promo for Bola.
Yeah.
It's like you just come in, you're Cesaro, everybody knows who you are, cut your promo. Don't worry about what you're doing or if you're bad or good or intense or whatever.
You're just happy to be in King of the Ring.
It was like this was table for three Cesaro.
Yeah.
That's what this was.
Well, it was happy to be there, Cesaro.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Whereas Joe gives a typical, super intense promo, take no prisoners, I'm going to win.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat everybody up.
Yeah.
Cesaro's like, oh, yeah, what better person to be king of the ring than the king of swing?
Has Joe been on a table for three?
He wasn't on the Ring of Honor one, was he?
No, that was
Nigel, Seth, and
Cesaro. Yeah.
Maybe not. Man, that'd be good if he was.
Give me Joe, Brian, and
AJ.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. That'd be
good.
That'd be good. Let's see here. So, yeah. Where were we? It's a match. Oh, man.
Oh, this match was fun.
Yeah, this match was really fun. It was also kind of ugly.
It was super physical and it hurt to watch. And, super, super physical.
Yeah.
At one point, Cesaro gets Joe up for a swing, puts him to sharpshooter, transitions to a crossface, and then Joe rolls him up. He gets a 2 count. And then I believe they did kind of like a leapfrog spot. And then Joe comes from behind Cesaro, seeks in the coquina clutch. Cesaro taps out pretty quick.
So Joe has been on table for 3, but
okay.
I don't know who he was with. Some people are just saying he has been.
Been.
Want to know more. Want to know more about that. After that, we had Drake Maverick. This was on the .com, I think.
Yeah, this was a YouTube video. So Drake wearing a wig. Elias is in the studio laying down some piano tracks. And then Drake tries to roll him up. Mm-hmm. Doesn't work, and you go into the control room, and Elias is like beating the hell out of Drake.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Elias comes to the ring. He strums his chord, customarily his E minor chord, to begin his performance. It's horribly out of tune.
Yeah.
I heard that. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with it?
Yeah, I didn't know if those audio issues were like part of the R-Truth thing or...
Yeah, that was...
I don't know how
it
that
was really
motivated.
poorly done because it was just obviously piped in noise,
Yeah. I didn't get what the motivation for that was
the
supposed
idea,
to
I
be.
guess. I mean, between the guitar being out of tune and the audio issues, I thought it was just a joke about it being okay. This is my farewell performance. You're never gonna.
So it's just getting messed. It's
just gonna be messed up, and maybe it was R-Truth going and messing with stuff.
Yeah.
So he can be in a position to hand or not hand Elias the second guitar.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened. Elias starts to play, guitar's out of tune, you hear all sorts of audio issues that are piped in. He says, tonight's going to be my farewell performance. There's a sound guy who's in the ring, is about to hand Elias the second guitar, pulls it back, does it again, does it a couple times, and reveals himself to be R-Truth. He tries to roll up Elias twice. Elias kicks out. R-Truth hits a scissor kick on Elias. Elias kicks out again. Truth picks up the guitar, swings at Elias, and Elias escapes. Mm-hmm. No 24/7 title change here.
Nope. So chat says it was Neville, Bo Dallas, and Joe.
Wow.
It was apparently a long time ago.
Yeah.
Oh, so the big NXT guys, I guess. That's what it was.
Oh, okay. That was the theme.
I guess so. I mean, Yeah, somebody says that here, but that kind of makes sense. Neville and Bodell's for big deals next year.
It'd be pretty cool to have Joe. Ideally, you'd want Joe, Dana Bryan, to CM Punk. That's the table for 3 you really want.
Yeah. So it's probably not going to happen.
Not going to happen. No.
Anyways, I mean, they'd probably have dinner.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
It's not going to be filmed.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Probably won't be at Applebee's.
Well, I don't know. Maybe at Applebee's.
No, I don't think Dana Bryan eats at Applebee's.
Why would he not eat?
I don't know. I just feel like the type of guy that eats at a chain restaurant.
No, I don't think that he would like go there regularly. But
Yeah.
If CM Punk was like, hey man, let's get some dinner. Where? There's an Applebee's nearby. I don't think he'd be like, oh no.
No, I understand. But if they're to do it for like, if the show were to ever happen.
If Daniel Bryan is going to go to like a regular spot of his, it definitely would not be Applebee's.
No.
Right. Yeah.
No.
After that, we had Rey Mysterio was going to unmask Chris himself
And retire.
on a backstage interview.
Yeah.
That is not. No, that was never going to happen.
No.
That was really silly.
And
even
then
this.
Dominic comes in trying to remember his lines to keep his dad from retiring.
Hey, you know what, man? Good for him. It probably was handed the script 10 minutes beforehand. So yeah, this is Rey Mysterio interview. He talks about how he, it's basically for him time for him to retire.
Yeah.
And he starts like taking off his mask, Chris, and then Dominic comes in. Yeah, like you said, Dad, don't do this because it won't.
You said your uncle trained you.
Yes. I want to be able to tell my kids,
grandkids,
who are your grandkids.
Sorry, yeah, my kids, your grandkids, that I wrestled with you.
My dad.
Yeah.
Their granddad.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio.
So don't do it.
Jr. So the great Rey Mysterio Jr.
So
don't do that.
And then Rey says, I'll do it because you're my son and I love you. I won't retire.
Yeah.
Not retiring.
It's funny because there was all those there was that report that was saying WWE wants, I think Meltzer had it, that WWE wants Dominic to skip NXT and just start wrestling. That I would imagine that's for like a single tag match or something, because he's obviously not prepared, I would think, in any way, shape, or form. He doesn't look. He just doesn't.
He just looks. I don't know how old he is, but he looks like he looks like a college kid.
He looks like a very tall 12-year-old.
I mean, like in terms of like the shape his body is in.
Yeah, sure.
He looks like they said the freshman 15, where you gain 15 pounds your freshman year.
Yeah.
He looks like he's in the midst of that.
Yeah. He looks like he doesn't know how to move himself.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's smooth as
it could be. I mean, I don't know how. I know I read that Rey was starting to train him a while back before.
Who do you think
signed with
is
WWE.
smoother in the ring, Dominic or Cain Velasquez?
Oh, I have a hard time believing Kane isn't smoother, because he has a wealth of MMA experience at least to fall back on.
Yeah.
And he did a Hurricane Rana. Never would have expected that.
Until I see that out of Dominic, I'm going to go with Kane.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Kane. Epico dropping a $20 super chat. He said, that's a nice super chat button you have there. Listen, man. Okay, that's good. That's good for the day. All right. Now you're cut off.
You're good.
You're cut off.
No more, please.
No más. Por favor, Epico. What you got there?
22.
He's 22?
Yeah. He looks way younger. That's
he
why
does
I
look
thought like
way
he
younger.
was just starting college.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would think that would be like an attraction match, not like, oh, we actually want him.
No, totally.
be
or
a
he'll
guy,
get a tag in and do like 3 moves and then.
Or, I mean, they might give him like a big old contract just to keep him from going anywhere. That's a distinct possibility.
Maybe.
Because if he was like, Dad, I really, really want to go to AEW, and they've offered me like a gig there.
I have a hard time believing with a minimum of training they're going to offer him a.
I want to go to AAA.
See, that'd be cool.
You think WWE would be like, no, we don't want him to go. We don't want to lose him to AAA.
Or maybe it's like, it'll probably do you some good to go on excursion.
It would do a lot of good.
Yeah.
For sure. But I don't know. Maybe he's amazing in the ring. I don't know. What am I?
Yeah, I don't know.
He looks more like a power guy, though, not like.
Well, I mean, Ray's also really short.
Yeah, but
Ray's like 5'6".
Dominic looks like he's built more like. Who's Blue Demon's little buddy there? Was that his son?
Oh, the real skinny kid?
Yeah, he was really skinny, but he looked really awkward also.
Yeah.
Dominic just looks really awkward.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. Maybe he's great. Who knows? Anyways, we talked about this for a long time.
Yeah, we did. We did. Anyways, next, the New Day versus the Revival. I like that they're pushing this as a feud because I think it'd be really good. Pretty fun match. New Day goes for up, down, down. Dash Wilder pushes Xavier Woods off the top rope. Big E is getting ready to spear. Was it Noah's Wilder off the apron? Orton out of nowhere hits an RKO. Kofi runs out to make the save. He takes out everybody at first, but then he turns around. He eats an RKO. Xavier Woods gets back in the ring to try to help Kofi out. And then they do the Revival and Orton do this kind of Shatter Machine RKO. That was pretty cool.
That was really neat, yeah.
That was cool. And then Orton makes Kofi watch as the Revival stomps on Xavier Woods' knee.
Which is a throwback to 2 years ago, which they did the same move on Kofi and legitimately busted his ankle. He had to get like surgery for it or something. So that was, I thought this was such a this sort of has the stank to it that I think this feud actually, it doesn't feel like it's stagnating. It's taking it to the next level. This was like a disturbing scene where they just made Kofi watch as they did, because Kofi understands that pain. Of course, this time they did it right and they didn't actually kill his ankle.
Hurt somebody,
and Woods was selling it great. Orton was reveling in it. Orton really feels like a heavy again, man.
Yeah, man.
And he's got the Revival back in his play. I think this is a great team.
FTRKO.
FTRKO, yeah. That's what Dawson, I think.
Forever the RKO.
Forever. Or light, heavy profanity, the RKO.
Yeah.
That was good stuff. I hope they'll probably just do a
continue
recap on SmackDown tonight, because, or they'll give an update from the hospital.
Yeah.
They did like a silly, well, they're not sure what the damage is, but he's at the hospital. He was rushed to the hospital.
He's hurting. Next, Sasha Banks' interview, it was picture in picture, which they shouldn't do. Cole seemed really awkward. And like that one, so he says, so you came back, and she goes, yeah, I came back, and then she's talking about dyeing her hair.
Yeah, I came back, blue hair, and new attitude, and he says,
nobody's
talking about your blue hair. Actually, everybody's talking.
Yeah, everybody's talking about the blue hair.
Yeah,
and then the way he phrased the second question, it was literally I could hear it in my mind Paul Heyman saying those words in the exact same way.
I know.
We would thank you if you would do this, and this.
Yeah, that was totally Paul dialogue.
That was totally Paul Heyman dialogue. Yeah. If you would explain yourself essentially to us. And then Sasha just takes a beat, looks in the camera, says, you're welcome, and walks off.
And really, if you're not Paul Heyman, you shouldn't be because that was so specifically dialogue that he would say.
I know.
Doesn't work for anybody else, and especially not Cole. It just did not flow the way Michael Cole talks at all.
No.
And I know that it was meant to be dramatic, but it just came off as clunky. I was wait, that didn't
We would thank you if you would do this.
That was not like actual human dialogue. Humans don't talk that way.
Next, tag match. Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss taking on Fire and Desire. Again, short match, kind of short. So I say short match. Fun match, kind of short. Sorry.
Yeah, short match, kind of short, though.
But fun.
Yeah.
And Nikki picked up the win. Pinning, I think, Sonya. It was Sonya.
Yeah.
With the twisting neck breaker.
The cross neck breaker.
Yeah.
Their chemistry is still developing. I wonder if they're going to get into like an actual like thing with somebody though.
Yeah,
they're just racking up these like legit wins over a bunch of people. They need like
a feud,
prolonged story of some sort. Maybe they'll go to NXT.
They kept on saying that was what's going to happen. Those tag titles.
Wait, who's in NXT as far as possible women's tag teams?
Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke.
There you go. Vanessa Bourne and Elias.
There you go.
Not a lot of good feud situations going on there.
Not yet, no.
Nope.
No.
So maybe that's not going to happen.
Probably not. Next, we get a Seth and Braun backstage. Seth catches Braun eyeballing that Universal title.
He's all... Hands. Hands. A little rubbing his manscaped area. His fun zone.
There you go. Epico.
Oh, no.
And then Seth says, hey, just follow my lead, Braun, and we'll get those titles.
How about you follow my lead, and we'll definitely get those tag titles.
Hands.
And Seth is like, yeah, let's do it. Epico said,
as long as we win, that's all I care about.
He said, warning, next pay-per-view reaction, I'm breaking my $350 spent in a stream record. You've been warned.
Oh, my
You're not going to do that, Epico.
Don't do it, please.
Stop doing it.
Stop it, please.
You're grounded now.
Next, we get Cedric Alexander versus Sami Zayn. They both got promos, picture-in-picture promos before the match started. This was way too short. There was like basically no creativity behind the booking of this because it was so short. It was Sami just kind of doing traditional heel moves, bending the rules, pushing the rules, and then he eats a neuralizer and a lumbar check and gets pinned.
Yeah, dude.
These guys should have been given 15 minutes to put on a really good match, and that just didn't happen.
Something needed to give so that this could have gotten at least 12 minutes, man. This was terrible. Like, God, Sami Zayn had a flipping 5-star match with Shinsuke Nakamura in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
That dude is completely capable of putting on just a killer. I was so excited when I saw. I was like, "Oh man!"
As is Cedric Alexander.
And remember, like Cedric in the cruiserweight tournament. Like,
yeah,
we know what he can do in tournaments.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Nope.
Yep, they're giving something cut.
Yep.
To give this match more time. Next,
like this,
Street Profits, still being referred to as NXT Tag Team Champions, yet didn't have the belts.
Yeah. Yeah. Did they actually refer to them as NXT champions?
That's what someone in chat said, yeah.
Oh, that's
or
funny.
they refer to themselves, I should say. Sorry. Just kind of more of the same. And like when I first
Spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry.
Oops.
Like in a broad sense, theoretically, I don't mind them being the Greek chorus. I just feel like it needs to build as opposed to them just kind of hyping up the show every week. The first couple of weeks I was into it. Like, oh, this is good use of their personalities to get their personalities out there because they're both really charismatic dudes.
Yeah, sure.
They got a ton of personality, and that will help get them over when they, so the audience knows, oh, these guys are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Before they even have match one on
sure.
Raw. I just wish they did more to build upon it. They kind of did towards the end here where
Montez has a really weird moment where Angelo says something like, why can't they have like a Kings of the Ring tournament with tag teams? And then Montez looks dead in the camera and says, because we're already the kings of this bitch. I was like, what the hell?
Oh, that was awesome.
No, I don't
great.
know. That was weird. That was like all of a sudden a weird like Hannibal Lecter-esque
He gets
moment
super
for
serious.
Montez.
He says we got the gold in our head, we got the gold on around our we got our chains, our gold around our necks.
Yeah.
He didn't say gold around our waist though. I don't think.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I was sort of like, I was kind of confused by a lot of stuff going on there. I was like, yeah, they don't have. I feel bad now. I think people are gonna be like, oh, you spoiled.
Well, maybe they just forgot about the hotel or something.
Yeah, that could be. That could be. The Undisputed Hotel.
Yes.
After that, let's just move on, okay?
Yeah, let's just move on. Just keep going.
After that, we had the OC backstage. They were complaining, of course, about Seth and Braun getting a title shot. Seth, Mr. Student Government, FPOS, however, got that, and they're mad about it. AJ said, nah, listen, Todd. What we got to do here is just
chance to prove
show
our
that you're
greatness.
great. You're great. I'm great. We're all great.
Yeah.
Now let's go have some greatness in the ring.
Yeah.
Too
Put
sweet.
him up.
Bring
too
it in,
sweet.
mother lovers. One of these times, he's going to slip.
Yeah, no.
He is going
I don't think
to
he cusses
slip.
though.
Yeah, probably not. I've never watched any of his mixer streams. Although last night it was hilarious because right after Raw, AJ, of course, he got back to the hotel. He got on Instagram and said, because he was going live on Mixer, Styles Clash. And he was like half in character, half out of character. He was like, yeah, not again. And you see the hotel door like behind him, like he just had his little stream set up. He's like, yeah, not a good night for the OC. I'm gonna tell you that. Let's come talk about it. Mixer.com/StylesClash.
That's so funny. Next, we have Natalya in the trainers area dropping a promo about how her arm is still jacked, still messed up, how rude it was for her friend, former friend, Sasha, to come out and attack her like that. And then Sasha comes and attacks her some more.
Dude, do they not understand this is not getting any like heel heat on Sasha at all. This is basically babyface moves here. Because Natalya comes off as so whiny, so annoying. The crowd almost instantly started wutting her.
Yep.
And I think last week they were chanting boring before Sasha came out. Sasha comes in, destroys her in like the coolest way possible, puts her busted up arm inside like a drawer thing, and then like stomps that,
great.
And then says, Natty, you need to go
to
to hell,
Natty, and tell your daddy I said hi.
That is the coolest thing you could say to a person, and it's really messed up.
It's really messed up.
But from a fictional standpoint, man, who doesn't love that? That's cool.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Yeesh.
I know.
She's hardcore.
She is. Finally, our main event, Seth and Braun taking on Gallows and Anderson.
Gallows Anderson.
For the Raw Tag Team title. Fun match. AJ's goal early on was simply to lure Braun into positions where he would get beat up. Because that happened at first. Gallows pushed Braun to the ring steps, and later on, Seth is on the top rope, probably going for a frog splash. AJ pushes him off.
Yeah.
What was happening? Oh, this is out ringside. So Braun's out of it for a while. This is ringside. Gallows has Seth's arms trapped behind him, holding him up.
Yeah.
And AJ is ready to hit him. The ref's like, no, no, no. And then it's a long shot, and from screen left, Braun comes charging in and destroys AJ with a shoulder tackle.
Yeah.
Runs around, circles back, destroys Gallows with 1-2. He gets in the corner. Seth gets the hot tag to Braun. Braun hits Anderson with a power slam. Seth runs in, drops AJ with a stomp.
That was cool.
Allowing Braun to get the clean cover and the pin. New Raw Tag Team titles, Seth Rollins, Braun Strowman. This is a throwback to the days where two future rivals, and this will be a match at some point, I'm sure, for the Universal title, are forced to be tag team partners.
We've seen this with Stone Cold and Dude Love, Stone Cold and Shawn Michaels.
Seen a lot of times.
It's been a while since we've seen this, though. It's been a little while.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And I kind of like this. I like the dimension they're giving Braun. I like that he was kept off TV for a while.
Yeah.
He's back. He's hot. Sort of the reset button can be pressed on him. And he's a good guy, Braun, but want that universal title hands. So I like this. And Seth is like trying to be a good guy, but he's also like, hey, I'll give you your shot. I like it. It's a cool dynamic.
It is.
I like it.
Let's do SmackDown preview, yeah?
Yeah.
First entry, Buddy Murphy and Daniel Bryan to battle is the Big Dogs. Whodunit looms large. This is going to be a hell of a match.
Whodunit?
Last Tuesday night, Daniel Bryan and Rowan forced Buddy Murphy to admit that he lied about seeing Rowan at the scene of a car accident that nearly maimed Roman Reigns. Tonight, WWE's best-kept secret will look to restore his name against the new Daniel Bryan on SmackDown Live. Murphy proved that he would not be the one to back down when he challenged Bryan to this match over the weekend. Will Buddy be able to get a measure of retaliation after Bryan and Rowan recklessly brutalized him last week? Find out on SmackDown Live, 8/7 Central on USA Network.
Yeah, man. Next, can Kevin Owens silence Elias as the King of the Ring begins? Kevin Owens and Elias's problems go well beyond the King of the Ring, so both superstars will be looking to not only advance in the tournament, but to hurt the other man. KO and the biggest acquisition in SmackDown Live history head into this first-round matchup with Elias having just won the 24/7 championship and Owens getting hit with a hefty $100,000 fine, maybe $105,000 if that TV comes into play, from Shane McMahon last week on SmackDown Live. Can Owens get a measure of retaliation on Shane and company by busting Elias's bracket? Find out tonight.
Well, that's assuming Elias picked himself to win the match. Apollo Crews and Andrade to settle the score in the first round of the King of the Ring. Apollo Crews and Andrade have crossed paths on the blue brand for months, facing off several times, both in the ring and out. Their most recent encounter came when the King of the Ring was announced, with both clearly revved up by the thought of having the chance to ascend to the throne while denying the other the right to do so. Fate has intervened as Crews and Andrade will square off in the first round of the much-anticipated journey. As a typo there.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Need an editor to read through this stuff.
Maybe another Apollo Crews came out of Rawgate.
Maybe. Yeah. Which surging superstar will take the first step toward becoming king? Ooh.
And then how will Kofi Kingston respond to Randy Orton's vicious assaults? Last Tuesday on SmackDown Live, Randy Orton left The New Day in a world of hurt. With an assist from the Revival, the Viper dropped Big E, Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston with RKOs, even delivering 2 to the WWE champion. Last night on Raw, Orton struck again, dropping all 3 New Day members with RKOs, then forced Kingston to watch as the Revival brutally attacked Woods, sending him to a local medical facility for further examination. How will Kingston deal with the venomous Viper as their heated rivalry continues? Find out tonight on SmackDown Live at 8/7 Central on USA Network.
Let's do some questions. Eddie Diltz. Should Sammy stay heel or turn face at this point? He's got to do something with him. It's interesting. All this, whatever they're doing with him now, just isn't working. His gimmick is losing wrestler. He needs to be winning wrestlers.
Who are we talking about? Sami Zayn?
Yeah, man.
It's funny because I didn't hear the first part of that question. And you said losing wrestler, and I just like, yeah, it's losing. That's Sami Zayn right there.
Yep.
I know it's bad, dude. It's not good.
It's not good at all.
I just hate that they have, if if they're misusing, if the Miz is in matches like that, it doesn't matter because the Miz is not somebody who I'm excited to see in the ring.
Yeah.
Like, he's a decent storyteller.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I'm not excited to see Miz matches.
No, I get that. I hear you.
Cesaro, guys like Sami Zayn, we know what they can do.
Exactly.
And they can do really cool stuff. And last night we got to see Cesaro do some really cool stuff. Sami Zayn, we need to see him do some really cool stuff.
Yes.
That's the bottom line.
It really is bottom line. DTX 720, book Brock versus a duck. Duck goes over. It's that thing where would you rather take on 1,000 duck-sized Brocks or one Brock-sized duck? It would have to be a Brock-sized duck taking on Brock.
A Brock-sized duck or a Brock-sized duck.
Or 100 duck-sized Brocks. So you'd want to take on the 100
you could just kick
Brocks.
them.
Exactly.
They would go flying.
I'm just saying in this scenario, if a duck goes over Brock, it's got to be a Brock-sized duck.
Right. Yeah. In which case, I mean, I'd probably still choose Brock.
No, they're saying that's the thing. Duck goes over.
Oh, then it would have to be. You'd
Duck
have
starts pecking at him.
Yeah. Then I'll do this as an addendum to this. Brock is also made of bread. Then he's got no chance.
No chance
whatsoever. So
No.
it's like a breaded Brock.
Yeah. Bread Lesnar.
Bread Lesnar. Brock Loafner.
There you go. Not KM. You excited for a new episode of Alistair's Door?
What was that Bret Hart? What was the Bret Hart toast thing? What was that? Remember there was like Bret Hart. This is Bret Hart.
Bret Hart, yeah.
Bret Hart.
Yeah, Bret Hart. Well, your favorite from Dragon Reborn message retracted.
Nice. Let's see here. Mr. Sinister. Should WWE have a women's King of the Ring tournament? If so, who would you guys want to see it and win it? How about this? For the next Mae Young Classic, which Triple H said that they're looking for competitors right now.
Yeah.
For the next one, have it be Best of the Indies versus WWE. And then you have whatever the top prospect, who's like the best.
Like Shotzi Blackheart.
Yeah. Whoever like the top name is that isn't signed to NXT or the main roster, have them win in a killer match against, I don't know.
Charlotte, she's the queen.
Well, that's a big name. That's like too big of a name. But against Bailey or Ember Moon, maybe.
All right.
Somebody who's like a big name, but not that big of a name. You don't want to be jobbing out your freaking superstars to.
No, that's an incredible rub.
Somebody's getting $20 on a hot dog.
Well, that's a huge rub for that person.
Yeah, but still, you look like chump status.
Nah, not in a good showing, not in a strong showing, man.
Strong showing.
One match can do a lot. That's what you said.
Don't use my old words against me.
I used them against you.
You swerve me like profanity.
Jurgen Johnson's and Johnson's. Which wrestler currently in NXT would be the first to win a heavyweight championship? Like on the main roster?
I think that's the case.
Keith Lee. No, Matt Riddle. Sorry, Matt Riddle.
Matt's probably gonna I think Matt's gonna be in NXT longer than Keith Lee.
I don't. With NXT going to USA, it changes the whole idea.
Changes everything
of call-ups.
Yeah, it changes everything.
It's a lateral move now. It's not a call-up. Ricky Scurvy, happy Tuesday. What fast food place has the best chicken sandwich? If he asked me this 5-10 years ago, I would have said Jack in the Box. Their spicy chicken sandwich used to be really good.
Everybody, I think maybe the reason he's asking this is because everybody's now saying that Popeye's new chicken sandwich is now superior.
Oh, I need to try that then.
The where's the closest Popeyes to here, buddy?
Might be in Rancho.
Ooh,
I'll
that's
check.
not that far away.
No.
Is it at Sunrise and?
No, it's the one by on Zinfandel.
Oh man, that's kind of far.
It's not that far. Anyways, continue. I'll look.
Okay. Is better than who's got allegedly the best one, but it's really not
we're
that
talking
great.
about Chick-fil-A, and
yeah,
I don't think there's
people are saying Popeyes is better than Chick-fil-A, man.
I've never been impressed with Chick-fil-A, honestly.
Well, I want to see if Popeyes can impress me.
Okay.
Wait a second, is there a Popeyes? No, what is that? Yeah, we'll look at Popeyes in a bit. Chicken sandwich sounds like it might be good today.
Yeah, I didn't bring any lunch, so
let's see here. Hyper Lee. Do you think it's a good move to have the King of the Ring on Raw and SmackDown, or should it be its own pay-per-view in the past?
Oh, well, even when it was in the past, they never had the whole tournament, or they usually. Well, I guess some years they did have the whole tournament.
The first year, the year Brett won, didn't they?
Yeah, they've had it a few times. I was mistaken.
So what would you prefer?
I kind of like having some of the early round matches on Raw or SmackDown. Have the semifinals and finals on a pay-per-view. I think that would work.
Change it to a G1 type format, and then it'll make more sense to have it over a longer period of time on Raw and SmackDown.
Round robin type stuff.
Round robin thing, yeah. Let's see here. This is interesting. Oh, wow. This is a great question. Jason the Cabbie. He says, since I have to wait for the Hulu version avenue, I'm still catching up on the episodes I've missed. I just want to ask Steve this. How can you... By the way, Jason the Cabbie, man, that guy's been around forever. Hall of Famer. So he can ask whatever he wants. He says, how can you talk about Unsolved Mysteries and eye candy on Pluto TV and not mention the glory that is the Bangkok teenager fights? It's totally true, man. They got like these 14-year-old dudes in there fighting each other, and they just annihilate each other.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. It's really good stuff. Me and Hilton, like, once Jason told me about that one time, I was like, dude, Hilton. Because Hilton's the only other guy I know that would be, like, really into that.
Yeah.
Check out these Bangkok teenager fights. And he was like, dude, these are amazing. It's crazy.
I wasn't familiar with that.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll check it on Pluto during lunch while we're eating our chicken sandwiches.
The two nearest Popeyes are by AR, which isn't that close, and then Rancho.
AR, really?
Yeah, the one in Rancho is probably closer.
Wow. All right. Well, we'll think about that.
We'll think about that.
I brought a sandwich, but it's like
what's in the middle of that?
Light profanity.
What is that?
Peanut butter and jelly garbage.
Boring.
I know. I didn't go to. I didn't go to the store and get roast beef.
You get some damn flavor in your life, Steve.
Right? That's what I'm talking
Instead
about.
Instead of that light profanity.
Alex C says, is this something you can legally discuss on YouTube, the Bangkok teenager fights? Yeah, man, they're totally sanctioned.
It's on Pluto TV, you said,
It's no different, I think. Yeah. Pluto TV is on like the dark web. Come on, they're owned by a big conglomerate. I think it's fine.
Wolfpack for Life says, what are the greatest poses in wrestling history? Randy's has to be up there, right?
I'm not a fan of Randy's. It's too look at me.
Well, that's the whole point of it.
Oh, is it?
Isn't any pose, the point of the pose is to draw attention to yourself, yes?
Nah, it's just to make yourself feel better.
It's Shawn Michaels flex in the middle of the ring, man.
Yeah, I'm with that one. That's a good one.
That one's hard to top.
How about Bret Hart? He does the what me.
What do you want from me?
Hey, what do you want from me? What do you want from this guy? And then this guy's over here saying, what do you want from me?
Yeah, I never understood that.
Who else had a good pose? What's Brock's pose? Yeah, that's a good one. It's more of a little dance.
Yeah.
Stone Cold have a pose? It's the rattlesnake arms.
Well, no, it's the middle fingers in the air.
Yeah, like this. That stuff. That's cool. Was that out of frame? Yeah, it's out of frame.
Yeah.
That's good. Let's see here. Luis Novoa has this is a really long question here. So I'll just read one of the sentences.
All right, fine. We'll try to make sense of it all then.
He says this. The King of the Ring tournament should have been open to all 5 brands.
No, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'd be down with that.
That'd be really cool.
I'd be down with that.
Have you answered this one yet? James Fletcher, what's the plan with giving Seth and Braun the tag titles?
For them to implode and drop them back to the club very soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't talk about that. Yeah, I think that's going to be the thing.
Probably.
They're going to implode and drop them.
Britton Wolf, what if WB shoots themselves in the foot with this NXT on USA? Where do they go from there?
Dude, it's a win-win situation. This is a masterstroke because here's the thing. Right? Look, you and I don't have this perception, but you're offering up, you're putting out there the perception that AEW is a competitor, not to WWE, but to WWE's developmental brand. If NXT, so NXT I mentioned got 140,000 on that 1 week that it was taped.
841,000.
What did I just say?
180.
What is my deal? 841,000 on USA, right? It's not out of the realm of possibility that they might do to start 1.3 and maybe settle into 1 million a week. That's a possibility.
Yeah.
We've said that AEW would be enthusiastic. They'd be overjoyed to get 1 million a week.
Yeah.
If the ratings race between NXT and AEW is tight, then AEW will perpetually come off, in the eyes of some, as a competitor to NXT, not WWE. Which is funny because also like Jericho's on some podcast, I don't know if it was his or not, but he backed off from the whole It's a War thing.
I heard he was on Busted Open.
Was it on Busted Open? Okay. And he backed off of It's a War, which I thought he was the guy who was sort of...
Yeah, kind of at the front lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're in an interesting position because it's not like, oh yeah, we're fighting WWE. It's like WWE can just say, yeah, we're just sending out our secondary brand to go fight you. I mean, none of that should matter. AEW, I think they've all said we're focusing on us.
Yeah.
We are focusing on us, and that's smart. And maybe their ratings will end up competing with Raw or SmackDown. I mean, if they do, that's awesome for them.
Yeah, that's huge.
But it is. It kind of WWE has managed to do this and put it into perspective how they're sort of controlling the narrative, and they just got $50 million more for NXT on USA. That's crazy.
Hopefully, the men and women in NXT see some of that money.
Yeah,
get a pay raise.
Yeah.
Wayne Maker here asks, "Can we have a Cornette overrun discussion, please? What's there to talk about?"
We did yesterday.
A little bit.
Was Wayne Maker not there?
Maybe not.
Yeah, I mean he's trash.
Yeah.
At this point, I've sort of given all. Here's the thing, like I've said this publicly several times, and it was my sincere belief. It was my sincere hope, not belief. It was my sincere hope that Jim Cornette, his sort of online persona of trash talking the modern generation of wrestling, was simply a way to maybe get them some exposure. If you look at his non-wrestling political views, I found it very interesting that, he's seemingly been on the liberal side. And I don't know, I won't get into too much, but like you would just think that somebody like that would be, their predilection would be more
open-minded.
Be more open-minded, be a bit more on the progressive side of things.
Yeah,
and it's completely
Jim Cornette's not.
No,
in any way.
Like for those of you who he called Jordan Grace a terrific young wrestler who's accomplished more in her short time in pro wrestling than a lot of people have in a lifetime. He referred to her as a butterface or something like that. And of course, his scumbag legion of fans go attacking her Twitter, and she tries to turn around like something positive because she's trying to raise money for like teachers. Mm-hmm. And so she put out like a shirt and said all the proceeds are going to go to that.
Yeah.
So she's trying to turn it into a good thing. But it's like, okay, so you're just trash then. That's what you are. You're just trash. You might have contributed a lot back in the 80s to wrestling, and that's great. But now you're just trash as far as I'm concerned. When it turns into personal attacks like that, then you're just trash.
It's unnecessary.
So that's where it is.
Sammy Garcia, what are the chances AEW does collapse within a year? Basically 0. 2% botch.
It would take
impact level numbers for them to fold in.
It would take a plane crash with everybody from All Elite Wrestling in it for that to happen. I think they're set for a little. I don't know what the contract is with TNT.
I don't know either.
But
most of the deals they signed with their wrestlers are between 3 and 5 years.
Yeah. So you'd think,
so you think that Tony Khan's all in for at least that?
Yeah.
That length of time. We got one more first-time question asker here on the Patreon, Lord Ziffer. If NXT truly becomes a third brand with champions as they are now, who wins the champion versus champion matches at Survivor Series? Apparently, takeovers are going to still happen as they have been happening on the network. So it doesn't sound like NXT talents will be incorporated into main roster pay-per-views at this point. Although it'd be pretty cool, at least if the NXT title was defended at WrestleMania.
Well, I think that Survivor Series would be the perfect opportunity to get them like a large scale. I think that is a terrific idea.
I think it'd be cool, yeah.
I think it's a terrific idea. And if they still have the opportunity to do takeovers, it's just maybe skip the Survivor Series one.
That's War Games though.
Time. Oh, you can just move War Games to the Rumble one. We'll see. You can be fluid with it. We'll see. We'll talk to Regal about it.
We'll talk to William.
Yeah. Anyways,
we'll see.
What do we have coming up for Overrun today? Awesome. Very cool. So that sounds compelling. So YouTube channel members and patrons at $5 and up can join us for our bonus episode. If you can't stick around for it, you can watch it later, or you can check it out on your audio podcast app.
Yes.
So thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.
Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post-show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.